Hi, Vincent.
Hi there.
I heard Jurgen Klopp and Eddie Howe both say recently that they feel the Premier League's changed in terms of the organisation of teams, even all the way down the league, and the commitment to attack. Do you think yourselves and Wolves are probably two good examples of that? You've seen Wolves obviously beat City, beat Tottenham this season. Gary O'Neill seems to be someone who has a similar kind of attitude to you in terms of those kind of games.
Yeah, I think, but I think Wolves has for some time now not really been a bottom of the league, a Premier League kind of club anymore. You know, I think in the time when I was playing against Wolves, they were already very, very difficult to play against, very, very dangerous, good players, and obviously that's still in the club, definitely. But I think what the managers maybe mean is there was 4, then there was 6, then there's 8. And now it seems to be like the entire league is filled with teams who can run, first of all. You know, you used to always have this big gap where at the very top you had these teams who had all the players who could do everything. And then down the bottom or in the middle of the league, you would have always teams where the best players weren't really running, or the most experienced centre-back weren't really mobile or weren't really quick. Now that's gone. There's no top players anymore in any squad. I mean, you go through the Bournemouth team when we played them, you know, everyone runs, and you go, and that makes it tougher even for top teams to play against the lesser teams, because I suppose they're more ready to exploit a day where you might not be on your best.
Is that down to the managers? Is that down to the money that's in the league, the fact that they're able to have stronger squads?
Well, money brings managers, money brings players, so it's I suppose a little bit. I mean, you have a competition who financially dominates every other league in the world, really. You know, I remember. So when I got into the Premier, sorry, I'm taking you down memory lane now. It's about nearly 20 years ago. It's ridiculous. No, 15 years ago, let's say, when I arrived in the Premier League, I remember that the standard of academies in England wasn't that good for a while. You know, so I would say that the standard of infrastructure as well, training grounds, wasn't that good. Players, yes, but not everything around it yet. But with the money that the Premier League has earned, you know, within a year, they were able to decide we're going to be the best. And they got the best academies now. They got the best training grounds, all the facilities. There was a little bit of tactical lacking at some point with the Spanish and the German. If you remember, there was a period where it was tough for English teams in Europe, even big squads. They got the best managers in, and so that's solved. And now what you're seeing now is just, you know, the reality is that bottom of the league team in England can afford what top 8 team in Germany can afford. And that's what you're seeing, and that's why it's every game's so tough. That's why players are fitter, because you can cherry pick everywhere.
Just a quick one then, Vinny.
Do you know, after a win, I'm not letting you out of here anyway. Not doing 5 minutes after we get 3 points, and then another 5 hours when we lose one.
Just going back to Saturday, did you have some time with Paul Heckingbottom after the game, or was there not really time?
It's, you know what, in the Championship we had more time, but we had less interviews. In the Premier League we have not as much time. No. But I saw him, like I said, I saw him at the award dinner not so long ago, and the challenges he's facing is exactly the same as we're facing. There's no difference, you know. So we're each trying to solve it in our own ways, but the nature of the job is objectively quite difficult, you know, and there's no other way, and that's what it is. It's a challenge.
Yeah, you spoke well that night about how you two have been sort of neck and neck really since you started. Going up and then sort of down the bottom at the moment. You've had quite a rivalry really, haven't you?
Yeah, and we got a thump in at their place, you know, 5-2, and that's why I say, it was we were the best team last year in the championship, but they weren't far off, and they gave us a thumping. So I have massive respect for, like, of the last 18 months, I've really seen 3/4 of the time, 2/3 of the time with him has been really successful. And yeah.
You expect him to sort of bounce back. I mean, you look at Gary O'Neill, surprisingly, he got sacked at Bournemouth, but he's come back at Wolves, so Paul could do the same if he does, if this is the end for him at Sheffield.
Yeah, I have no doubt. It's like I said it before, I don't know anything about his club, I don't know anything about his team, so I can't make any judgment. The only thing I can say is that last year for us it was a rivalry at the top, and the nature of the job in the Premier League is just tough. But the biggest thing that I say in general is I think you can accept that football is this way, but personally I don't accept it. I know that the decisions have to be accepted, but my hope for football is that that it can be different, and that's it. If you do a bad job, you do a bad job. If you do a good job, you do a good job. But if the environment is right around you, then you don't have an excuse. That's fine. But just in general, I think that when you set out to put it this way, when you set out to build a railroad or something, you don't say, well, we go left now, then we go right, then we go, and then we go back that way. You plan on how it needs to be built, and you commit to it. It's no different,